All right, Grace Marshall, thanks for joining us. This is an added bonus for our listeners, and we don't have a clever title yet, but we're working on it. And so I'm going to pass it over to David to ask the one question that we're all waiting to hear from you for.
Well, yeah, thank you, Grace. And we at the Kinetic Man, we're all about action. We're all about taking action. The thing that we fear the most is to leave this world being potential men. So that's not something that we strive for at all. Men that could have been so great. And one of the things that you highlight is this idea of helping people work through. Excuse me, and you like to work with creative, compassionate, talented people, which I appreciate you wanting to work with me in that way. Stu, we'll just let him ride along. But you talk about being world changers rather than world beaters. And inherent in that is action. It's action. And so we just love to know, what are the things that the most impactful actions that you are taking within your home and your business to be the most kinetic possible?
So many things that I could say to this. But if it's one thing, what I'm going to say is own your weird. So this is about, I guess, knowing yourself and that thing that you think, oh, that's the weird thing about me. Nobody's going to want to know about that. Actually, that's likely to be your key to success, weirdly enough. So let me give you some examples of what that looks like. We already spoke about the fact that I'm naturally disorganized. So in business, I resisted that because that would be seen as a disqualifier for somebody who works in productivity. But actually, when I started owning my weird, turns out that became my edge. In home life, so me and my husband are complete opposites. So I'm weird to him and he's weird to me. That's probably what brought us together, but it also has created some interesting moments in our 20 years of being married. But actually, the moment we start talking about, but actually, this is what it means for me when I do this. What does it mean for you? Then that's given us a whole language to really understand how to talk about and articulate our needs and how to talk about what's going on in my head rather than in his head and what I'm thinking and all of that kind of stuff. Practically, what does this look like? I'm a big fan of tools. So, things like I'm such a personality profiling geek. So, things like MBTI, Myers-Briggs, DISC, Wealth Dynamics. A new one I've come across recently is called 5 Voices. But understanding, using those tools, not to box yourself in a box, but actually just using them to help you articulate, oh, okay, this is what I'm like when I'm at my best. This is also the shadow side of that strength. This is how I might act out when I'm defensive or when I'm stressed. Helps me to articulate my own needs, but also then helps me to understand somebody else's needs. And that's also filtering through to our kids as well, helping them to talk about, actually, this is what I need right now. And that might be different from what somebody else needs.
I love that. That is incredible. Own your weird. And I'll tell you, it also, you give permission through that to be yourself,
Exactly.
And that is such an empowering thing. Because I think if we're living who we are meant to be, who we're created to be, I mean, there's a great thing I read recently, and it was an old rabbi. And he said, when I get to heaven, God's not going to say, why weren't you Moses? Why weren't you a better Moses? He's not going to say that. He's going to say, why weren't you David? Why were you not David? And so I love that. That's great. Thank you so much, Grace.
Guys and gals, go own your weird. Love it. Thank you, Grace.
Own your weird.
See you.